Edinburgh, summer 2025. Amidst the excitement of the annual Glow Up, Transform and Grow Festival, a famous face suddenly appears, almost silencing the entire audience. Sam Heughan, global star of Outlander, steps onto the stage, but this time not to accept an award or promote a brand, but to tell a story he has never revealed, the story of Bad Sam himself at 17 years old. No flashing lights, no fancy microphone. Just a wooden chair, a glass of water and a gaze directed at the elderly headmistress Margaret Strathmore, who is sitting in the front row, the one who witnessed Sam Heughan's darkest rebellious period. "I was the kid everyone avoided." Sam's voice rings out warmly but somehow hoarsely, unlike the spirited voice of Jamie Fraser on film. "When I was 17, I was the nightmare of James Gillespie's high school," he said, a wry smile on his lips. "I skipped classes, disrupted classes, got into fights, and worse, I started drinking." The room fell silent. Some gasped, some were stunned. But Sam didn't stop. "I didn't drink for fun. I drank because I didn't know who I was. I lived with my mother, no father, and felt lost. I remember the first day I came to class smelling of alcohol, my shirt all crumpled. And the first person to walk in was her." He turned to the principal, Margaret, who was then the drama teacher and acting homeroom teacher. "Instead of expelling me, she put me on stage." While everyone assumed Margaret would severely punish or expel Sam, what happened was something else entirely. Sam continued, "She didn't scold me, she didn't blame me. She just looked at me and said, 'I won't let you destroy yourself. If you can't learn, then act. I need a Macbeth in the school play. You'll be him.'" A soft laugh broke out in the auditorium. Sam smiled, his eyes sparkling. "I used to think I was worthless. But when I stepped on stage for the first time, saying those powerful lines, I felt alive." From a drunken, reckless, and rude student, Sam began to come to school regularly just to practice plays. Margaret asked him to keep a character diary, record his voice to practice his intonation, and stop drinking. She said, "If you want the audience to believe in the character, you have to start believing in yourself first." A lesson, an opportunity and a salvation. "No one but Margaret knew I had cried backstage," Sam shared. "I cried because I realized that someone believed in me when I no longer believed in myself." After Macbeth, Sam applied for a scholarship to the Royal Scottish Academy of Performing Arts. Margaret wrote a letter of recommendation, stating, "Sam Heughan may have been damaged, but he was a soul who needed to be saved, not punished." The story seemed to revive memories in the front row, as Margaret, now nearly 80, quietly wiped away tears. Sam walked down the stage, walked up to her, took her hand and said, "You didn't just teach me acting. You taught me how to be a person." An unexpected journey, from a troubled student to a global icon. When he became Jamie Fraser, a strong and loyal male icon in Outlander, Sam still did not forget his drama teacher. "I bring Scotland to every role not only because I am Scottish, but because I was a boy who lost my roots, and she gave me that root." Sam said that every time he filmed intense emotional scenes, he still imagined Margaret's eyes that never looked at him as a bad boy, but as an actor trying to find his first role. A belated thank you, and it's never too late. Closing his speech, Sam turned back to the stage, holding up an old photo, a photo of a rehearsal of Macbeth when he was 17. He stood in the middle of the stage, wearing a black cloak, holding a wooden knife, next to Margaret, the silent director. "This is the first picture of me on stage. Not a movie poster, not a magazine cover. But for me, this is where I started to live." The audience rose to their feet and applauded. Margaret stepped forward, hugging Sam tightly to the cheers. They stood there, one lost, one never giving up. 3 days after the Glow Up Festival in Edinburgh, where Sam Heughan recounted his rebellious past and paid tribute to his former headmistress, Scottish social media was abuzz with a handwritten letter shared on Twitter. It wasn't a fan letter, nor was it a press release. It was a letter Sam wrote to lost children, students on the brink of losing their way, just like he had. To a friend I've never met, but know so well. A letter called, "I was you too, I know you're feeling worthless. I know you think you don't fit in this world. And I know you've started doing things to distract yourself from the pain, drinking, rebelling, hiding from people, even disappearing. I know, because I was you. At 17, I stood in the middle of the schoolyard with a shirt stained with alcohol. In the eyes of my friends I was a troublemaker, in my records I was a poor student, in the mirror I could no longer recognize. I thought, no one really cares about me, but I was wrong. One person, just one person, looked at me differently. Not as a failure, but as someone in pain, and in need of rescue. I write to you today because if you are lost, know that it is okay. Being lost does not mean the end of the road. Maybe you have not found the stage of your life. Maybe you are living the wrong role. Don't be afraid of change. Don't be afraid to start over. If someone reaches out a hand, even just one person, take it. If no one, I am that person. I believe in you. Whoever you are, whatever you have done, you deserve to rewrite your own life. And you are not alone. From a lost man, Sam. Unprecedented virality among young people. Less than 24 hours after the letter was shared, the hashtags #DearSam and #IWasLost flooded social media platforms in the UK, Ireland and the US. Thousands of teenagers, and even adults, wrote their own stories, inspired by Sam Heughan's heartfelt confession. A Glasgow schoolgirl wrote, "I'm 15. I locked myself in my room for 3 months because I thought I was nothing. But today, I dare to step out because I believe I deserve to live for real," a teacher in Wales shared. I printed out Sam's letter and read it out loud to the class. The class went silent. Then one student who had always been quiet burst into tears and said, "I thought I was the only one." Stage of Life program launched. Following the strong response from the letter, Sam Heughan announced the creation of a project called Stage of Life, a combination of community theater, psychotherapy and personal development for disadvantaged young people. Each 12-week program will see students take part in acting workshops, write scripts, express their emotions and perform on a live stage. But most importantly, there are no grades, just listening and trust. Not everyone is an actor. But everyone deserves to be the main character in their own life, Sam said at the press conference to launch the project. Katrina Balfe, a close co-star, also announced her support for the show. Sam used the stage to save himself. Now he's passing it on to the next generation. I'm more proud of him than ever. Margaret receives special honor. Shortly after, the Scottish Education Council presented Margaret Strathmore with the Teacher of Hope award, on the occasion of her official retirement after more than 40 years of dedication. On stage, when accepting the award, she said only one short sentence that moved the audience. "Once I held a boy from the wind. Now he is the one who builds a lighthouse for thousands of souls." An open ending, and full of hope. The handwritten letter is now framed in more than 300 schools across Scotland and the UK, as a symbol of the ability to rise from what seemed doomed. Sam Heughan, in a new interview, when asked what he was most proud of, his film career or his awards, replied quietly, "The thing I'm most proud of is that I didn't let that 17-year-old drunk kid disappear forever. I saved him, and because of that, I was able to save someone else."